This is the story of a man who had absolutely nothing. No money, no future, no hope. Until one day, he discovered one simple secret. A secret so small, most people ignore it every single morning. He started waking up at 5 a.m. every single day. And in just 90 days, his entire life changed completely. What he did in those early morning hours will shock you. And it might just be the answer you have been searching for. Before we begin, I want to ask you something. What time are you watching this right now? And where are you from? Drop a comment below and let me know. And please like and subscribe for more stories like this one. In a small town where factories ran day and night, there lived a 32-year-old man named Thomas. Thomas worked as a night security guard at a big warehouse. Every evening at 8 p.m., he went to work. Every morning at 6 a.m., tired and exhausted, he walked back home to sleep. His salary was barely enough to survive. He lived in a tiny one-room apartment. The fan was broken. He slept on a mattress on the floor. One flickering light bulb. Old clothes. Shoes with holes in them. But Thomas suffered from something far worse than being poor. He felt trapped. He felt stuck. Every morning, as he walked home past the sleeping town, he would look through people's windows. Families having breakfast together. Children getting ready for school. Men in clean shirts heading to office jobs. And Thomas would think, will this be my life forever? Walking home while everyone else is waking up to live their dreams. He had tried to change things. He applied for better jobs, but he only had a high school certificate. Every door was closed. He wanted to learn new skills, but after working all night, he was too exhausted to do anything except sleep. His mother lived in the countryside. She called him once every week. Thomas, my son, when will your life get better? I am getting old. I want to see you succeed before I die. Thomas would try to sound hopeful. Soon, Mama. Soon. I am working on it. But he was not working on it, because he did not know how. The truth that hurt him most was this: he was not lazy. He worked hard every single night. He walked 4 miles. He stayed alert. He did his duty. But hard work alone was not changing anything. He was working hard inside a life that was going nowhere. One cold Tuesday morning in November, his phone rang just as he was leaving work. It was his sister. Thomas, you need to come home right now. Mama collapsed. She is in the hospital. His heart stopped. He took the first bus to his village. A 3-hour journey that felt like forever. When he arrived at the small clinic, his mother was lying in bed. Weak but awake. The doctor said she had fainted from stress and exhaustion. She needed rest, better food, and medicine they could not afford. His mother held his hand. Her voice was barely a whisper. Thomas, I don't have much time left. Please, my son, do not waste your life the way I wasted mine. Find a way. Promise me. Thomas sat beside her long after she fell asleep. He looked at her wrinkled hands, hands that had worked in fields for decades, just like he had worked through nights, both of them struggling, both of them going nowhere. Something inside him broke. Not with sadness, with anger. Anger at his own helplessness. He stepped outside into the darkness before dawn. It was 5 a.m. The village was still asleep, but a few farmers were already walking to their fields. Birds were beginning to sing. The air was cool and fresh. And standing in that quiet dawn, Thomas made a decision. No more, he whispered. I will not live like this anymore. No matter what it takes, I will find a way. On the bus ride back to town, Thomas noticed something. Sitting across from him was a man in his 50s. Well-dressed, reading a book, looking completely at peace. Thomas recognized him. Mr. Chun, a successful businessman who owned several shops in town. What shocked Thomas was the time. It was 6 a.m. A successful man, traveling on a regular bus at dawn. Thomas gathered his courage. Excuse me, sir. Why are you on this early bus? Mr. Chun looked up and smiled. Because I wake up at 4:30 every morning. I use this time to read, think, and plan my day before the world wakes up. But don't you need sleep? Thomas asked. I sleep at 9 p.m. 7.5 hours. That is enough. Mr. Chun looked at Thomas's tired face. You work nights? Security guard? And you sleep from 7 a.m. to 4 p.m. He nodded slowly. So you are awake when the world sleeps, and asleep when the world works. No wonder you feel stuck. He leaned forward. Young man, let me tell you a secret that changed my life 30 years ago. The hours between 5 a.m. and 7 a.m., those are magic hours. That is when you build the life you want, while everyone else is still dreaming. Thomas felt something stir inside him. Something dangerous. Hope. But how? I work until 6 a.m. I need sleep. Mr. Chun replied. Then change your sleep. When you get home at 6:30 a.m., sleep immediately. Wake up at 11:30. That is 5 hours, enough to survive. Then live your real life while the world is awake. And if you ever change to a day job, wake at 5 a.m. always. That is the secret. Mr. Chun wrote his number on a card. If you are serious about changing your life, call me. I will show you what to do with those morning hours. But only if you are serious. Because this requires the kind of discipline most people simply do not have. That evening, Thomas did something he had never done before. He called Mr. Chun. The next day at 11 a.m., for the first time in years, Thomas was awake during daylight on a weekday. He met Mr. Chun at a small cafe. Mr. Chun opened a notebook and drew a simple picture. Thomas, imagine your life as a house. Right now, your house is dark, cold, and falling apart. Why? Because you never work on the foundation. You are too busy surviving. He wrote the numbers down clearly. 2 hours every morning, from 5 a.m. to 7 a.m. That is 14 hours per week. 60 hours per month. 730 hours per year. That is the same as 91 full working days, just from waking up early. In 1 year, you gain 3 extra months that everyone else wastes. Thomas stared. 3 months. Here is what you do with those 2 hours. This is not optional. This is the system. Hour 1 to 5 a.m. to 6 a.m. Build your skills. Spend this hour learning something that will change your income. Not watching TV. Not scrolling your phone. Learning a skill. A language. A trade. Online courses are free. YouTube has everything. You have no excuse. Hour 2 to 6 a.m. to 7 a.m. Build your body and mind. 30 minutes of exercise, walk, run, stretch. Your body is your vehicle. If it breaks down, you have nothing. Then read. Plan your day. Review what you learned in hour 1. Then Mr. Chun gave 3 rules. Rule 1, no negotiation. You wake at 5 a.m. every single day, including weekends. Just today I will skip. That is how you fail. Rule 2, sleep by 9 p.m. You cannot cheat sleep and still succeed. Rule 3, the first week will feel like pain. Your body will hate you. Your mind will make every excuse. Push through. After 21 days, it becomes normal. After 90 days, it becomes who you are. I am giving you 3 months, Mr. Chun said seriously. 3 months of waking at 5 a.m., building skills in hour 1, building yourself in hour 2. After 3 months, come back to me. Show me what you have built. If you have done the work, I will help you find a better job. If you quit, don't bother calling. Success goes to people who show up when it is hard. The next morning, Thomas's alarm screamed at 5 a.m. His entire body protested. His mind whispered, just 1 more hour. You are so tired. But he remembered his mother's face in that hospital bed. Mr. Chun's challenge. His own promise. He threw off the blanket and stood up. The first week was painful. He dragged himself awake each morning. His body ached. At 5 a.m., while it was still dark, he sat at a small table with his phone and watched free Excel tutorials on YouTube. His eyes burned. His mind wandered. But he did not stop. At 6 a.m., he forced himself to walk around the neighborhood for 30 minutes. Then he read articles about accounting, a skill every business needs. The cycle repeated every single day. Exhausting. Lonely. Nobody around him understood why he was doing this. But something shifted around day 20. One morning, Thomas woke up at 4:58 a.m., 2 minutes before his alarm. His body had adapted. And for the first time, he did not feel dread. He felt ready. By the end of month 2, Thomas had completed 3 online courses in accounting and Excel. He had lost weight from daily walking. His mind felt sharper. His confidence grew. People at work started noticing. Thomas, you look different. Healthier. What changed? He smiled. I am changing my life, 2 hours at a time. In the 3rd month, Thomas put his learning to use. He created a simple Excel spreadsheet to organize the warehouse inventory, something the company had never done properly. He showed it to his supervisor. Word reached the manager, then the owner. On day 87 of Thomas's 5 a.m. journey, his supervisor called him into the office. Thomas, we are expanding our accounting department. We need someone who understands warehouse operations and has bookkeeping skills. The job is yours if you want it. Day shift. Double your current salary. Thomas stood there, unable to speak. 3 months ago, he was a hopeless night guard. Now he was being offered an office job. "When do I start?" he finally managed to say. "Next Monday." That evening, he called Mr. Chun. "Mr. Chun, I did it. I never missed a single 5 a.m. wake-up. And today, I got promoted." There was a pause. Then Mr. Chun's voice, warm and proud. "I knew you would. You had the look of someone ready to change. Now remember, do not stop waking at 5 a.m. That is not just a strategy anymore. That is your life." Thomas replied, "I will not stop. This is who I am now." 1 year later, Thomas had become the company's lead accountant. He had saved enough to move his mother to town. He got her proper medical care. He rented a decent 2-bedroom apartment. Every morning at 5 a.m., he still woke up. Not because he had to, but because those 2 hours were sacred to him. That was when he learned new software, read business books, and planned his future. His coworkers would ask, "Thomas, why do you still wake up so early? You have already succeeded." He would smile and say, "Success is not a destination. It is a daily practice. And mine begins at 5 a.m. My friend, Thomas's story is proof of something powerful. Your life can change. Not someday. Not when things get better. Right now. Starting tomorrow morning at 5 a.m. Here is what most people do not understand. The difference between where you are and where you want to be is not talent. It is not luck. It is not even just hard work. It is how you use the time when everyone else is sleeping. Between 5 a.m. and 7 a.m., the world is quiet. No notifications. No meetings. No distractions. Your willpower is at its peak. Your mind is fresh. This is when you do the work that changes your path. That is why CEOs, athletes, and leaders wake up early. Not because they are superhuman, but because they understand that winning the morning means winning the day. So here is your challenge. The same one Mr. Chun gave Thomas. Step 1. Tonight, set your alarm for exactly 5 a.m. Not 5:15. Not 5:30. 5 o'clock. And place your phone across the room, so you have to physically stand up to turn it off. Step 2. Decide right now what you will build in your first hour. A skill you need. A business idea. A certification. Pick one thing, just one, and commit to it for 90 days. Step 3. Protect your 9 p.m. bedtime. You cannot wake up early if you sleep late. Cut the late-night Netflix. Stop the endless scrolling. Sleep is not your enemy. Wasted evenings are. I promise you this. If you wake up at 5 a.m. every single day for 90 days and use those 2 hours with real purpose, your life will not look the same. Maybe you will not become a millionaire overnight. Maybe you will not get promoted immediately. But you will become someone different. Stronger. More disciplined. More capable. And that person can achieve anything. Thomas had nothing. No degree. No connections. No money. Just a choice to wake up early and build. You have more than he had. You are watching this video right now, which means you have internet, education, and opportunity. The only question is, will you use it? Or will you hit snooze tomorrow morning and wonder 5 years from now why nothing changed? If you are ready to join the 5 a.m. club, hit that like button right now as your commitment. Then drop a comment below telling me, what will you build in your first hour tomorrow? Let us hold each other accountable. I will be reading every comment. Share this video with someone who says they want to change their life, but never starts. Maybe this is the push they need. And subscribe to this channel, because every week I bring you real stories of people who transformed their lives and the exact steps they used. Remember Thomas's words, success is not a destination. It is a daily practice. And that practice begins tomorrow at 5 a.m. Will you be awake? Your future self is waiting on the other side of that alarm clock. Do not make them wait any longer.